Hello all of you. So in continuation with the stored procedure video, we'll start with some examples or we can say some codes associated with the stored procedure. So in the previous video, we had covered all the theory part. So in this, we'll try to implement the stored procedure in real life. So let's take a requirement. So let's directly move to the requirement. So we have to write a PLSQL stored procedure for passing employee number as a parameter to display name of employee and his salary. So this is my requirement. So as per this requirement, we can design the stored procedure or we can create a stored procedure. So the requirement is we have to pass employee number or user will pass the employee number, and after that he will get the name of the employee as well as the salary of the employee. So let's say how we are creating the stored procedure. So this is the stored procedure. So first, the statement to create stored procedure is create or replace procedure p1 and the parameter. So this is the in parameter. So if you are passing in parameter, by default you are not required or it is not needed to write in keyword. So by default it will take consider as a in parameter. So this is in parameter. So this value will be coming from the user. So create or replace procedure p1. So this is a parameter, p underscore employee number. You have to specify the user defined name, that is p underscore employee number I have given. So in parameter, that's why in, and number. So this is of number data type is. So this is the syntax is, and after is and before begin. After this is and before begin, we have to declare the variables in which the data would be stored. So as we are interested to get the name of employee and salary, we will create two variables, that is v underscore ename and v underscore sal, to store name of employee and salary of the employee. So v underscore ename varchar2. So this is of varchar2 data type, and size I am taking as 10, as well as v underscore style number I am taking 10 size. Then after that begin block. So after this begin, I am writing the statement. So select statement, that is select ename and cell. So I am interested to get ename and cell into. I am storing these values into the variables which I have declared here. V underscore ename and v underscore cell from emp1 table, where emp number is equal to p underscore employee number, means the parameter which is passed by the user, this will be taken and compared with the employee number in the table. So if at all the employee number is matching, the record will be fetched into these two variables, that is v underscore ename and v underscore cell. So two values will be kept into v underscore ename and v underscore cell. So then after that we will print the value on the console. So dbms underscore output dot put underscore line v underscore ename. So this is concatenated with the space and v underscore cell. So you will get employee name and cell. So keep in mind that when we are using select into clause, the value returned will be single value. So it is not going to return multiple values. If at all the multiple values are there, so it will throw an error. So let us compile this procedure. So if I compile this procedure, we will see that. So now the procedure is compiled. So now next, let's see how to execute this procedure. So let me show you the data from the emp1 table. So this is the data exists in emp1 table. So we will be fetching employee name and sal, that is salary. So these two values we are going to fetch. So by entering the employee number, we can get these two values. Now method 1. So we have method 1. We can use keyword, that is exec procedure name and parameter. Directly by adding parameters, you will get the output. So you can see this is the procedure name p1. So directly exec p1 and the variable, we can say this is a parameter 7902. So 7902 is having values like, let me check in the table. Yes, so this is the value 7902. So the name is Ford and salary is 3000. So it should return Ford and salary 3000. So let's run this code. So if I execute the procedure, we will get the output as, yes, now it is compiled or the procedure is successfully completed. We have to set server output on. So let me set first server output on. Now after this we can execute the procedure. Now you will see the result as Ford and 3000. So this is how the procedure works. So when you are putting any parameter, you can see the result like we are getting ename and cell. Now method number 2 is second, using anonymous block. So we are passing this, we are executing the procedure in begin and end block. You can see this is begin and end block, that is anonymous block. So P1, that is procedure name, and directly you have to write the value of employee number. So no need to write excc keyword. So directly if I run this, you will see the output again. So James and salary is 800. So likewise again we have method number 3. So directly in place of writing excc, you can directly write call procedure name and value of employee number. So call P1 and value of employee number, that is parameter. So again we will see the same result, James and 800. This was regarding the procedure, how we are calling the procedure and how we are creating the procedure. You will see here. So this is, you can say this is, this part we can say this is procedure specification, and next this is the body section in which we are implementing the DML or DDL operation. Now next let's move to the second example. So second example is write a PLSQL stored procedure for passing department number as a parameter to display employee details corresponding to that department. So we will be passing department number and we are interested to get multiple records. Now in this case, let me show you the data from our existing table. So this is the query, select star from EMP1. So this is the data of our existing table. So what is our requirement? So we have to pass department number. So write a stored procedure for passing department number as a parameter to display employee details. So suppose I am passing department number like 10. So if I am passing 10 department number, we are having employees belonging to the 10 department, like this is first employee, second, third, fourth, fifth. So likewise, the employees are present in the department number 10. So when I fire this query or when I create a procedure, when I pass the parameter as 10, you should get the list of or details of employees. Like if I'm interested to get employee number, e-name and job, the list will be generated. So let's see how we will implement this procedure. Now create, so the syntax of the procedure is create or replace procedure P1 P underscore department number. So I am passing this parameter. So P underscore department number, and we have to specify the data type. Now keep in mind that we should not write the size of this variable or parameter. Simply you have to write the name of parameter and data type. Next is, so this is the declaration section in which we have declared cursor and variable I. So why we are using cursor, already we saw in the previous videos regarding cursor. So when we want to fetch multiple records, we are using cursor. So cursor C1 is select star from EMP1 table where department number is equal to, see carefully, department number is equal to P underscore department number, means the department number which is coming from the user, that department I am writing here. So it will compare with the existing department number in the table and then it will fetch the data. So next, I dot employee num I is I, that is a variable, EMP1 that is table name, or you can write C1 over here, no issue. EMP1 that is table name, percentage row type. So why I am using this percentage row type, because by using this variable I can get multiple data type values. So if I'm interested to get employee name, e-name, salary, which is of different data types, I can store in this single variable. So this is benefit of using percentage row type. Already we saw in the previous videos. So next, begin section. Begin, then open the cursor. So this is the cursor life cycle. Open cursor, fetch C1, fetch cursor into I. So this is the cursor life cycle. So we are opening the cursor. So first, after declaring, after coming into the begin section, open cursor C1. So there that C1 is the name of the cursor. Then loop. So we are starting with the loop. Why? Because there are multiple records. So that's why we have to use the loop. So we have to use the loop condition. Loop fetch C1 into I. So fetch C1 into I, whatever the values are present into the C1, I am fetching into I variable. So again, I can store multiple data type and multiple records. So we have to specify the exit condition so that the loop will exit. otherwise the loop will be infinite. So exit when C1 percentage not found. So again we have saw in detail about percentage not found, percentage found. These are the attributes of the cursor. So if at all any record is not found into this I variable, then it should exit. Otherwise you can print all the records, that is dbms underscore output dot put underscore line. Now how to print the record if you are printing multiple records, as we saw here, fetch c1 into I, we had stored data into the I variable. Now I dot ename, simply you have to use I dot the record, like if you want to fetch ename, if you want to fetch like cell, if you want to fetch department number, likewise you can use after I, you can use the column name. So ename of I dot ename, then I want to print I dot cell, let's take here cell, then I dot department number. So likewise you can print multiple records, no issue, you can print whole row, not an issue. So I'm interested to print only ename, cell and department number. Then end loop. Now see here, when you start loop it should be ended, otherwise it will this procedure will not be compiled. So loop and end loop, and last we have to close the cursor explicitly, so the resources should be deallocated. So once we open the cursor, we have to take care that we are closing the cursor as well as we are closing the loop, that is ending the loop. So let's try to compile this procedure. So if I try to run this, you will see the procedure is compiled. Let's execute. So how to execute? See, this is one more method I have written here. See what is the method about? Simply what I done here, I have used for loop, or I have eliminated the life cycle of the cursor. See, in this case I have used for I in C1. So I will come back to this. So first I will show you execution part, and then we will discuss about the second method. So execute method again, exec p1, that is procedure name, and pass the department number. So 10 department number, I want to fetch the employees of 10 department number. So if I run this, you will see all the details of employees, that is employee name, salary and department number. So likewise you will see the multiple records belonging to the department 10. Now let's try to insert department number 20. Now if I pass the argument or parameter 20, you will get all the records of 20 departments. So likewise this is name, salary and department. Also you can use the anonymous block, that is begin and end block. You can pass p1, that is 20 department, or let's pass here 30 department. Let's see whether the employees are present in department 30 or not. Yes, so again some 4 employees are present. So likewise last we can see the method number 3 was call p1 and pass department number. So again we will see the same output. So likewise you can execute the process. So this was about execution of the procedure. Now let me show you the next simple, very simple or shortcut method. Same procedure I have created, but I have eliminated the life cycle of the cursor, that is open cursor, fetch cursor, end loop or loop, all those stuff I have eliminated using the for loop. You will see here, create or replace procedure p1, p underscore department number, same procedure name I have used here, is cursor c1 is select star from emp1 where department is equal to p underscore department. This thing is same as that of previous. So begin. So directly I am writing begin block. I have not declared the variable I. So as in the previous case we had declared I variable. In this case there is no requirement to declare the I variable. Next directly you can start with the for loop. That is for I in C1. So I in C1, what C1 will do? So all the data from C1 will be added into this I variable. And then you can start the loop. So loop and end loop. So in between the loop, you can print directly the required data. That is dbms underscore output dot learn dot put underscore line ename. I'm interested to print I dot ename. So again the method is same. So as I have declared this I for I variable, in for I have declared I, so we have to use here I dot ename, then concatenate with I dot style, I dot department and semicolon and end loop. So this loop again you have to end the loop because we are fetching multiple records. Now let's compile this same procedure and let me show you how the output will be coming. So compile successfully. Now if I execute by using same method, you will see the same output. So this was method number 2. So Already we covered all this stuff in the cursor part or in the cursor videos. You can watch the cursor videos in detail. So this was example number second. Now let me take you through the next amazing example about a procedure. So we have to write a procedure for passing department number as a parameter to display employee numbers corresponding to the department details of employees. So again, this I think this uh, procedure is repeated. Already we covered in the previous case. Already we have solved this. So no need to go through this procedure. So we'll cover some more examples in the next video. So in this video we had covered how to pass in parameter and how to get desired output, or how to get a single value as well as how to get multiple values in the procedure. So we'll meet in the next video. If you found this information pretty good, so please do subscribe my channel and press the bell icon. So thank you all and have a wonderful day ahead.